Hello. Welcome back to the stage of history. How's everyone doing today? Why do I hear myself looping back? That's weird. That's a new one. Hold on. That's weird. Okay. Enough about that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, August 25th, 2025. On your end, anyway. On my end, it's 2285, but that's neither here nor there. Welcome back once again to the Superhero Zatsudan, the show where we talk about what's going on this week in Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. This is the show where we just shoot the shit. Like there's no structure to this. There's a vague structure, but ultimately it's just me talking to the chat where we talk about what's going on this week, and then we live watch this week's episodes of Kamen Rider Gavv and number one Sentai Goes Ujer. It's literally you get an hour of a live react, and then before that we do like a quick discussion, things of that sort. But before we get started, how's everyone doing today? I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was insane. My weekend was so exciting that immediately after the exciting stuff happened, I had to take a day off. It was one of those days where you just crawled it. Like, it was that day where you woke up and you never left your bed. Like, it was one of those days, right? So, I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But first off, how are you guys doing today? How are y'all? Love to hear from you if you're out there in the chat. If you don't want to tell me, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Just want you to know that I see you there, and I hope you are enjoying the stream as it is coming towards you. I hope you guys had a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Psych, you thought I was going to forget. Hey, did you do that thing that you were going to do? Did you set that plan? Did you set up that plan that you made and you said you were going to go through with it? Did you do it? Did you talk to that person that you said that you cared about? That person that you wanted to get their attention? Did you happen to do any of that? Did you go to that place that you've never been to before? Did you do that yet? Because if you haven't, I mean, I'm not here to tell you to go do it, but you know, sooner you do it, the better. You'll feel better about yourself. Change your routine, change your life. That's what we're about here, baby. Always keep it fresh. Always keep it original. Always keep it unexpected. That's the Henshin way. That is the way of the core. That is how we do it. But anyway, before we get into our live react today, obviously I kind of want to talk about a couple of things. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something that I thought was really cool, right? Um, so for those of you who don't know, every couple of months or so, I do I have to actually see if they've actually uploaded these to TikTok. If not, if they haven't uploaded it, then don't worry about it. Actually, let me check that right now. I probably should have checked that before we started, but let me just see. Let me just see. Let's see. You've shown me the same TikTok like 3 times. What are you doing? I've already seen it. Re-upload, is it? Yeah, we're gonna mute that. Uh, let me see if they uploaded it to the TikTok. I'm actually amazed they managed to get that handle. Okay, no, they haven't uploaded it yet. But basically, I do commentary for a wrestling show every couple of weeks. This is out of character. Um, every couple of months, I do commentary for a wrestling company, a local wrestling company called Destination Six, and we actually had a WWE guy, a former WWE guy. We had them come in by the name of Chris Masters, and to say that that was the most exciting show I ever had the pleasure of commentating is nothing short of an understatement. That show ruled. I left that show with no voice, which is also why I said I spent an entire day in bed because like my throat hurt, I was drained. I did not leave my bed. And Yeah, it's crazy. I wish I had the clip. Maybe next week if they upload the clip, I'll show it here on the show. But it was insanity, and not only that, we made a character, or not a character. We made a guy. Not like I physically made him. Like he is a made man now. Like I feel like if like stories about this guy aren't like going to other promoters, like if other promoters aren't hearing about this guy because a wrestling veteran put him over, I'll be surprised, right? Like this guy needs to be getting bookings. Like this guy, I want to see him get bookings everywhere. Like that's how good this guy is, and that's how much this like how much of a big deal that is, right? It's a big deal that like a veteran who wrestled him in the ring and on the moment decided I'm gonna put this guy over. That's crazy to think about. That is crazy. But it was insanity. It was insanity. It was a hell of a good show, and I really hope like we can get I can show y'all the footage of that maybe next week. It depends because I think usually they take about a week or 2 weeks to upload the footage. Though I don't know if I'll be able to get it because I know they just started a Patreon and that's where all the footage goes. So I don't know. Anyway, before we get into the live react today, we do have a little bit of Zets news, and I kind of want to preface the Zets news with something. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pause the music right quick. I need to preface today's Zets news. I need to preface this with a TikTok somebody made about what month are we in? August. It was about 3 months ago. Somebody made this TikTok, and it's funny how much they called it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this on screen. Give me 1 second. It's hilarious how much this guy called it. It's hilarious. No, excuse me, hiccup. Let me go ahead and get this on here. Do I have? So this guy, it goes by the name. I think his username is filmed by Xavier. He called it. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show y'all this because this dude called it, and like I'm fairly certain he wasn't aware he called it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play this.
The teacher here is.
Wait, it's muted. Or is it muted? Oh no, it's in my other headphones. Sorry, Oop, forgot. Uh, I wear like a specific headphone set for the Monday show because usually this is the audio track where I'll like play everything, so it doesn't get like copyright claimed. So yeah, but I forgot like for this one I have it on the main audio. So
The teacher here is supposed to be the most intense and demanding instructor in all of clowning. And shit, it's Roger, isn't it? It's gonna be Roger.
All right, jag off.
he called it. This guy, random dude on TikTok named filmed by Xavier. This a joke. I don't think he realized how right he was. I don't think he realized how right he was.
The teacher here is supposed to be the most intense and demanding instructor in all of clowning. And shit, it's Roger, isn't it? It's gonna be Roger.
All right, jag off.
He nailed it on the head because this was announced on Thursday. The scriptwriter behind Kamen Rider Zets is Yuya Takahashi. And to me, that's fucking funny. That is fucking hilarious. Um, Also, this picture is so weird. I feel like somebody just took it randomly and he wasn't aware. But yeah, Yuya Takahashi is the Yuya Takahashi is the writer for Kamen Rider Zets, which you know you can't go wrong with Yuya Takahashi. If you look at his writing credits, you may recognize him from writing Xade, Zero One, and Geats. And Geats, that's the big distinction here because Geats was the Kamen Rider series that managed to escape Japan, right? Like, this is the Kamen Rider series that genuinely escaped Japan, not because Toei allowed it, but because Kamen Rider Geats' writing was like somehow transcended Japan. Like, the overall writing style of Takahashi actually got a lot of my friends here in the States and even some in the UK who never gave Kamen Rider the time of day, no matter how much I would try to sell them on it. Geats was the gateway. Geats got a lot of people into Kamen Rider. So it makes sense that the first US season of Kamen Rider, and what I mean by that is the first season to be officially broadcast in the US, would be helmed by the man that got Geats to transcend Japanese borders. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense to do. Because ultimately, again, this guy's writing transcended Japan. You got so many new people into Kamen Rider with Geats. Now, do I have an opinion on Geats? No, I never finished Geats. But the fact that every person I've spoken to before who started watching Kamen Rider told me Geats was their way in is wild. So it makes sense to me, at least. That it makes sense to me that you want the guy who transcended already to write your Kamen Rider for the American expansion. This is the guy you want writing this. So I find it funny that someone predicted it, but I'm not surprised. It's a home run hit. It's a home run hit. Now, I'm not familiar with directors, so I don't know like if this guy is notable or anything of the sort. But at least the first episode will be directed by Kazuya Kamioruchi, or Horiuchi, I guess. He will be directing the first episode of Kamen Rider Z, just the first one apparently. But he's done Super Sentai and he did Zeo, Saber, and Revice. And he's the pilot director, so I don't know if that means. I think what I mean by pilot director is that he's the director of the first episode. So he has Zeo, Saber, and Revice. And if I had to guess Super Sentai, I'd have to guess King Oger in some way, shape, or form. Because remember, a lot of this is being filmed on the green screen soundstage where they filmed King Oger, or at least not the same one, if not a similar one. And if you saw last week's episode of Gozuger, they actually showed the green screen stage. So this would be a director who's familiar with it, because I'm assuming Saber also was filmed in that kind of environment. I don't. Obviously, Zeo and Revice were very much still very open action in like, open environments. Saber, I think most of it was filmed. Specifically not hangout the base of operations. I think all of that was filmed on not a green screen, but like like I would assume the set was in the green screen area because I think like I don't remember if they had like window effects, but I think it kind of makes sense. It's a small. What I'm getting at, it's a small condensed area, right? Not to mention there were a couple of other things like I think they're like walking out in cloudy air and stuff like that. But like the green screen was obviously popularized because of COVID. So we ended up getting a lot of like green screen stuff going forward. Like they never stopped doing it, which ultimately was what led to King Oger and looks like what Zets is going to be, right? So so ultimately this guy, I feel like if we had to get like I don't know his Super Sentai creds, it just says Super Sentai. But if we're looking at Saber in that same conversation, I'd have to believe he had some sort of hand in King Oger as well. Which means he's probably well established with the green screen setup, which I think is going to play a lot into the dreams. But that was the big news, right? We have, as of today, less than 2 weeks. Actually, no, I take that back. No, no, that's right, that's right. We have less than 2 weeks, right? We're on the 25th. The last episode of Gavv is on the 31st. And then after that, you got 6 days until September 7th for more information on Gavv, for more information on Zets. We still don't know anything about the streaming deal. We don't know anything about what streaming service they're going to be on. If I had to guess, I think they're going to Prime Video. Like, to me, it's a no-brainer because previous versions, previous, like, I don't want to say non-linear, but, like, non-mainline Kamen Riders. Like Kamen Rider Black Sun, I think the Shin Kamen Rider movie, even Amazons, all were on Prime. They were on Prime, so, like, for what it's worth for me, I think Zets is coming to Prime Video, which you're in good company, you're in good company because you're gonna have Kamen Rider Zets on the same damn streaming service as Fallout, which to me appeals very much. Now I could be wrong. They might be bringing their own streaming service, but I feel like for something unproven, at least in their eyes, unproven, like as far as you want to ask me, Kamen Rider is proven in the US, but to them, they want their own data. So I think they're going to, like, to them, it's unproven. So I think their move is going to be to, they're going to uh, do it on Prime Video, right? And, if to them it doesn't work out, at least the full season of Kamen Rider Zets is on Prime Video for us. But it has to work. So like people need to like throw money at Prime Video if that's where it's going to go. I don't see them putting it anywhere else unless they bring over their own streaming service, which if they're real serious about this expansion, there would be a dedicated Kamen Rider streaming app or a Toei Tokusatsu streaming app. I mean, they could also go the Subaraya route and just simul stream it on YouTube. Like do like a simultaneous broadcast um with the TV Asahi feed. They could do that. But I feel like they'd want to get like a dedicated streaming service for this. Like my money's on Prime Video. I don't know if ultimately that's what they're gonna do, but I am genuinely of the proof. Either you bring your own streaming service, or they're gonna have to go to Prime Video because I don't know where else you would go. So the three things you could do is either Prime Video, bring over your own streaming service, or simulcast it on YouTube the Subaraya way. Those are the three ways I see it happening. They have yet to announce anything. We should be hearing. I don't want to say we should. I want to believe we'll be hearing something this week. But if you'll notice, like news about Zets has been inconsistent, right? They were consistent with the teaser drops every Sunday, and then when like news about Zets would come out, last time we got news was August 12th. This was on a. I'm gonna pull up the calendar here. This was on a Tuesday. And then this new news about Zets came out on Thursday, the 21st. So there's not really a lot of consistency about news drops when it comes to Zets from Kamen Rider Global. So we don't have anything. Oh, I did want to acknowledge this as well. Zet's theme song is Visions by Knocked Vein, which I listened to it before the stream. Shit rules. Like it's not one of those grow on you songs. This shit this shit slaps. Like this theme, Visions by Knocked Vein. I'm assuming that's Knocked. N-A-Q-T Knocked. I'm going to assume that's the pronunciation. But Visions by Knocked Vein. This shit slaps. I listened to it. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and You know what? Let me just go ahead and switch out my the audio feed. I'm gonna play it on stream. You're not gonna hear this in the VOD, but if you want, you can go find it and then listen to it in time with us. I'm not gonna put the visual on screen either, but basically, or you know what? I will. You know what? I will. We can put the visual up. I don't think it's a big deal. Not what I meant to do. Come on, over here. Let's go ahead and take a quick listen, shall we? I've already listened to it, but let's listen to it again. I that ending part is a little weird to me. Like it just kind of like fades out. Like it feels like you're leading into something and it just cuts. That's weird to me. But besides that, the song slaps. This song slaps. It's a great theme. It's not one of those it'll grow on me eventually. Nah, it hits out the gate. They knew that they couldn't just give you a weird experimental song and then just kind of hope for the best, right? No, they like this is the US expansion. We need a theme that's they're going to gravitate to immediately and they hit it. Visions is a damn good theme. It's a damn good theme. That just slaps. But yeah, that is Visions, which is kind of wild to think about. That is the of that is the theme of freaking Zets. So those were the announcements that we got from Global. Um, they haven't tweeted since, except for Form James Friday. But yeah, this is what we have to look forward to. So hopefully, again, going back to the streaming discussion, I hope we get an announcement about it. I hope we get an announcement about it um, this week. Like this week has to be the week, right? They gotta give us an announcement because we need to know. Like you can't just like I mean you could feasibly do it in the last week, but you want to give people time. You want to give them breathing room, right? You kind of want to like let them have time to for us to tell other people, for us to like get the word out, right? That's what I'm thinking. So like this week is like your best bet to get our eyes on this, to tell us where we can find what platform we can find this on so we can go ahead and preemptively start supporting the platform and we can from there, proceed from that point. That's what I'm thinking. Now, unfortunately, again, we know nothing outside of this, I mean. But like I said, you got 2 weeks, but it would be preferable if you get it to us this week. It would be preferable. But that is all I have in terms of Zets news. Because at this point, I'm not looking at leaks or nothing. We're trying to stay as spoiler free as possible. So I'm just going with official news sources. Like, and that's gonna be like the thing going forward with new Sentai with new writers. I will look at leaks maybe a few months in advance, right? Like we did here on the show, like we did it like last month. But the closer we get to launch, the less I'm gonna look at leaks because the last thing I want to do is be spoiled by the first episode. So I want to make sure I see that episode when I want to see what happens. I don't want to be spoiled. But things like designs and stuff for the new writers, leaks like that, we can look at those well months in advance. Trademark names, things of that sort. But for my money, right? Right now is not the time to be looking at leaks. Right now, we're only looking at official news outlets, aka Kamen Rider Global. So that's going to do it for the Zets news portion of the show. So let's go ahead and head back over here. Let's get ready for the live react portion. Let's go ahead and get ready for that. We are 2 episodes away from the end of Zets. As I mentioned before, next week here on the show, here on the program, after the episode of Kamen Rider Gavv, we're going to do a retrospective, looking back at the story, everything about the show, the 50 episodes, and then we're going to overall rate the show. That's how it's going to work. So hopefully you guys will be here next week for the Gavv retrospective. It's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a great time with that. But I do believe it is time for us now to get into the it's time for us to get into Gavv proper today. So as you guys don't know, starting not next week, the week after, the week of Gavv. The week of Zets. The Discord will be open. We will have an event stage. We'll be watching Kamen Rider Zets live. Depending on how it's obviously it'll depend on how it's broadcasted, right? It will highly depend on if it's going to be like a live discussion, anything, or a live what's the word? A live broadcast or anything of that sort. Regardless of how it is, we will be streaming it live on an event stage in our Discord server, right? And going forward, if you guys want to watch episodes of Zets and Gozuger with us, the event stage will open every Monday while we do this show, so you can watch the episodes while we do the live react portion with the commentary. My commentary will be done here on Twitch. You'll hear that audio, but you could get the audio visual on that Discord when it opens in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, but for this week, as always, we're doing the same formula. Make sure you got your videos loaded up. We're starting with Kamen Rider Gavv, as we always do. Kamen Rider takes precedence on this channel. So make sure that you have episode 49 loaded and ready to go. Okay, got that loaded there. Make sure it is set to 0. Regardless if you're watching it on an online viewer, you've downloaded the episode. I can't tell you where because unfortunately that is very much pretty much watching Tokusatsu online as very much Fight Club rules, something that the Final Fantasy XIV modding community never learned is that you don't talk about Fight Club. So they never learned it, but Tokusatsu fans are smarter. We don't tell you where you can watch the episodes. If you know, you know. Ask somebody else, but do not publicly proclaim where you watch Kamen Rider or Super Sentai episodes. Never reveal that unless it is an official source, which obviously will be happening with Zets. But I digress. We're gonna go ahead and pause the music here. If you're watching the VOD, there's no music, don't worry about it. But if you're watching live, let's go ahead and stop the music. Make sure you have that episode queued up at 0000. As you know, you will hear the audio if you are listening live on stream. You will hear the episode audio. However, if you're listening to the VOD, there is no audio, which I think is possibly the best experience because then there's no like weird overlap when you're listening back. So make sure you got this queued. I will count it down as usual with my cool hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why do you think my thumb was still up? Oh, because I was doing that. I will count it down, and when I say go, we hit play, and then we proceed to live react. And obviously, if you guys have any points to make in the chat, any discussion, points that you'd like to bring up, we will discuss them as the episode goes on. This isn't just a live react, this is a live discussion with you guys, the chat. So if you guys are interested in the show, if you guys have something you want to point out or something you think I might have missed or something of that sort, or maybe like some interesting history tidbits or something like that, feel free to react, to talk in the chat. Let me know, and we will have a cool little back and forth, and we can kind of like just look at this and then just see where we proceed from that point. Anyway, make sure you have your episode lined up. It is set 20000, episode 49 of Kamen Rider Gavv. Y'all know the deal when I say go, hit play, and here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. Go. Little recap here. You know what bugs me? The weird dichotomy of like the ice cream cone and like all the other power ups has been like bigger, like almost to the point where the Gavv driver can't do it. And then it turns out his ultimate power up is a his ultimate power up is still the size of a regular Gochizo. And it begins. Okay, how is it? How does this affect Sachiko? That's the question here. Come on, do it. Okay, your motivations are weird. I don't know. I'm not fully convinced. I don't know. Something feels off. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being optimistic, but something feels off there, right? Why does that feel like a distraction more than anything else? Like, am I alone in thinking that's just a distraction? I'm gonna miss this theme song so much. Hey, hey, where did you go? You know what bothers me is that Lizelle, like, they better have rectified. I had my complaint last week with Lizelle not seeing action. I'm like, it's clear you have some power. If the fucking death of your father doesn't spur you to do shit, I don't know what you want. Like, I don't know. Unless you're saving her for a movie. I wouldn't be surprised if you're saving her for like a crossover movie or some shit. Would not be surprised. Jeeves probably dying this episode. Let's be real. Jeeves probably dying today. Maybe that's a little optimistic, but I feel like Jeeves dying today. Y'all remember Zombieland? That's what this looks like. Yeah, I feel like at this point it's going to be impossible to keep that secret. Wait, what the fuck? Why that sudden change? Yep, it's piecing together. Piecing together. Ow! I bit my lip. I don't know what Lango's on about. I mean, not Lango. Lakian. I don't know what he's about. Yep. Even he recognizes they were too desperate to notice. Oh, there it is. Roger, like, oh, bitch slap. Ain't no way he believes that. This fucker. Jeeb, I don't think is. I don't know. I don't feel like Jeeb has it in him to like backstab Lengo. I don't think he has that. He don't got that killer instinct. This man is just. Wait, what? Oh, random grunt. I was. Wait, what? Oh God, nuclear option or not? Yeah, power outage. What are you thinking? What is he thinking? I don't know what he's thinking. Excuse me. Sorry. God, you're gonna be a little bitch the rest of the show. Which I mean, it's only 2 episodes, but still, you're gonna be a little bitch the rest of the show. Or are you gonna actually snap out of it and start going for revenge? I feel like what's Jeep is gonna die. Is gonna snap the bitch out of it, and then she's gonna go full Rambo. That's what I think. That's what I. Oh, that's a theory. I don't you know what? I don't want to say that's what I think. It is what I think, but I feel like that's gonna be one of the more constant theories. One of the theories that I'm gonna come up with. Oh, he's got an idea, baby. We're getting sentimental. This is how you know it's the final battle. We get sentimental up in here. This was all about, baby. The end game. Wait, how did you do that? Wait, since when could you start doing that? Since when? Explain yourself, son. When? They didn't even. Wow, what? He could just now do that? You. Since when can you do that? Too many questions, man. Cotton candy, a late stage power up. Interesting. Interesting. The diary actually comes back. Yep, well, can't run away from it now. Yep, he's piecing it together. Uh, yep, you can't hide it. He was hoping to avoid this, but yep, crap. Well, you can't hide it no more. Well, he's not telling him everything, but he is telling him enough, but not enough to be able to do. Oh no, your sister's my mom. See, this is probably the best way that could have ended right there. Everybody get down! This is a raid! How are y'all still struggling with the mid-level grunts? Y'all should be OP for that shit by now. Well, that explains that. Come on, hopefully this works. That's ridiculous. That is fucking funny. This just looks ridiculous. Wait, I just realized they made the cotton candy out of the anti-venom. Why did that not click? I saw the spray ball and it didn't click in my head. It didn't click. That is actually really smart. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fucking smart. That is smart. That is fucking smart. It never occurred to me. That is Oh my god. Frere, what's up, man? We're in the middle of watching Gavv. I'm like, oh my god, how did I not realize that the anti venom would definitely play a part? I just didn't realize how. That is so crazy. Like this definitely has the feelings of like that definite last ditch effort. Like I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but like normally there's usually like a some sort of gambit at the end there. Kaboom, baby! There goes the factory. Well, you can't make anything anymore, so I don't know why y'all just. Oh, Lakia is going to be the sacrificial lamb. He better not actually die. That's going to piss so many people off. Dude, if Lakia dies here, people are going to be so mad. God, I'm like so mad. This actually implies he's going to die. And Kamen Rider is not above killing off beloved characters. They're not above that. If they kill Avlakia, this is gonna be fucking shitty. It's not gonna affect the ending. It's not gonna affect the ending rating of the show, but it's definitely gonna be shitty. They better not kill him off. That's all I'm saying. They better not. These are like just like lower mid level grunts. I don't think he's gonna die here, but it's always that one fucker who shows up and like does it, and I'm like, don't do that. It'd be worse if he dies to these fuckers. It'd be worse. But like if they bring in the higher power fucker to kill him, then yeah, like oh, this fucker's just teasing. Yeah. Oh god, this is what is this reference? I feel like I know this reference. It's 1 versus 100, but like there is a specific reference in my head that I'm not remembering. Oh, nope, he's got. Nope, nope. Yeah, Jeeb, this is where you die. This is where you die. Like, oh, we're out the door. Nope, that won't be needed. Nope, he's right there. He's right there. Here we go. Final battle. Put my faith into snacks, baby. Snackage. You know what? I'm really. If there's one, I'll probably mention it again next week, but I'll just say it now. If there's one thing that I like, if there's one thing that I feel like they didn't mess with was like what would happen if Shoma was force fed dark treats. Oh, okay, this is where the episode ends. Oh yeah, they're definitely teasing Lakia dying. They're teasing it. Oh man, that sucks. The show ends next week. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Damn it. So, one thing I do want to mention, because that's where the episode ends. I thought we were about to have at least some of the battle before it ended, but yeah, like we're setting up the struggle and everything. We're pretty much wrapping up on Lango and Jeeb. Like that's it. They're the last ones. But oh god, they're teasing Lakia is gonna die. They better not kill him off. People are gonna be so mad about that shit. Like for real. But they never explored. Let me actually hit snooze on the ad here for a minute. They never explored the possibility. Because here's the thing: every writer before this always had like a dark form that they had to overcome. Like Build had Hazard, Zero One had Shining Hop, had I forgot what it's called. Not Shining Hopper. There was another name for it. But I forget. The silver one, right? And then like Saber had Elemental Dragon. Um, Revise had the Vice Stamp. I Geets. I don't know if he had one. I didn't finish watching Geets. Um, Gotchard I think had one too, but don't quote me on that because again I also did not finish watching Gotchard. But Gavv did not have a dark power up. There was a dark Gavs, like there were Gavv clones, evil Gavv clones, but Gavv himself never got like a dark power up that he had to overcome. And I felt like that was kind of like a layup. Like halfway through the series, someone force fed him a dark treat, and then he could like overcome that addiction and turn it into power. They never did that. And to me, that just feels like a missed opportunity, right? To me, that just feels like you could have done something with that, but you didn't. Hell, I don't even think they do something with that in the movie. And like I haven't even seen the movie, but I'm willing to bet they did not do anything with the movie because the movie, as with most Kamen Rider movies, are in this weird um alternate reality shit where it's like they're somehow relevant to the main plot, but also somehow not because it's so radically. Hell, they bring back all the dead characters for the movie for some bizarre reason. But like, again, we haven't seen. I haven't seen the movie because obviously that's not going to get subbed for maybe about another year or so. Because obviously it has to come out on digital and on DVD. Then there has to be a rip, and then someone has to sub the rip, and then becomes this whole thing. Which ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised if like Toei. Which honestly kind of makes me wish. I hope Toei goes the streaming route for when Zets comes to the U.S. Because then maybe that would mean through that service they'll have all their past other Kamen Rider stuff available with subs and shit, including the movies. But I'm not very hopeful for that. I'm very much leaning more towards a Prime Video release. But I digress. Overall, this episode is literally the lead into the finale. It's like the go home show. Um, I think I'm gonna slap this one with an 8. Like this is an 8 out of 10 episode. That's literally what I'm feeling. I Next week's episode has a high probability of making it um a high probability of being 9 or 10. Just depends on how it ends. I'm going to be sad if they fucking kill off Lakia. I'm going to be so sad. Like why? Don't kill him off. Because I always get weird with like killing off Kamen Rider characters and then they just show up later in a movie and I'm like y'all can't dedicate to the bit. Like as mad as it makes me that they killed off Kamen Rider Vulcan in 01 in the V cinema, he hasn't come back. They've been pretty consistent with that. What doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna keep that up. They might bring him back in a later movie if they need to, but for my money, they've been really consistent with Vulcan. As much as I hate that they killed him because he was my favorite character of that season, but for the most part, I don't think Lakian deserves to die because they definitely got to bring him back. They definitely got to bring him back for the Gavv Zets crossover. They got to bring him back. So I don't see them killing him off because again, the last thing we need is like timey wimey shit. But though I think they could get away with it because it is the realm of dreams, so it could be like Shoma's dream, and in his dream, Lakian's still alive or something like that. Um, it's definitely something to think about, but ultimately, I hope they don't kill him off because it's gonna suck if they kill him off. Like we won't shed a tear for Lango and Jeeb dying, but if Lakian die, oh, bro, like people on the internet are just gonna sob their eyes out. Like, oh my god, like I don't think Kamen Rider Gav is going to end on an emotional note. I mean, at least not as emotional as like say a double where we all cried for Philip's death and then his resurrection. We cried when he came back. Like, I don't think we're getting that, nor do I think we're getting Rhea Soldier, like emotional. There's definitely going to be an emotional aspect, but I don't think this is going to be one of those hard, oh my god, I'm going to cry endings. But there will be some people that if Lakia dies, they're going to cry hard. I'm not one of them, but there will be some people. There will be some people. So, again, that episode gets an 8 out of 10. So we're gonna go ahead and take our 3 minute ad break, our 3 minute Twitch mandated ad break. When we come back, we will have the next episode of Gozuger, in which I will inevitably become angry because you fucked up the continuity, you pieces of shit. I'm kidding. Anyway, we're gonna be right back in 3 minutes or so after the ad break to watch Gozuger episode, I believe, 27. So stick right here. We will be right back after the break. And we're back. Whew. All right, so we have one more show today. We have Gozuger episode 27. If you guys have been watching the past couple of weeks, y'all know I'm kind of critical of Gozuger. Very much so. Um, God, do I want to go into the rant right now? Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Sounds like someone's knocking. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I apologize for that. Solicitors, what are you gonna do? Anyway, we are back, and like I said, we have common writer. We have number one Sentai Gozuger episode 27. As you guys know, I I'm very critical of Gozuger. It's a series that I enjoy, but it has way too many flaws. I've mentioned the lack of continuity before. I've mentioned like the lack of the main villains actually feeling like main villains. I've gone on a rant about Gozuger, but I say those things out of consideration because I enjoy Gozuger. I enjoy it, but there's so many like inconsistencies and plot holes. I mean, plot holes are run of the mill in Toku. Like that's just a thing. But like I feel like the lack of continuity or callbacks plus the almost non-existence of the villain party, like it leaves too many questions in the air. I have my grievances, but that doesn't mean I'm not enjoying the show. Like Gozuger is a good watch, but I don't know why. I'm just like super critical of it, and it all like boils down to one of the writers saying before the show aired was that this was supposed to be their Common Rider decade, and y'all know. I mean, just I mean, if you guys look at my freaking helmet, like look up here at my helmet, y'all know I love Decade. So for them to make that bold claim that this is supposed to be like a Decade, well, I'm going to keep my eye on it. And so far, they have not delivered on that promise. And because of like, there's no ongoing through line, the fact that the villains kind of feel inconsequential, the main byline of the Sentai rings not being that you get all of them, you get a wish, barely ever being touched on, and just overall like contrivances and the fact that every episode feels isolated has been one of my biggest sticking points to this show. It's like one of the main reasons why I'm very critical of it. And again, I need to reiterate because I feel like people are going to think that me being critical means I hate the show. No, I love this show. This show is good, it's entertaining. I just want it to be more consistent. That's all I'm asking here. That's all I'm asking. But for some reason, the consistency just is not there, and I don't understand why. If anything, the lack of consistency kind of baffles me a little bit. But I digress. I digress. Anyway, I don't want to go into the rant again because I feel like if I go into the rant again, we're going to be here all day. We're never going to watch the episode. I'll save it. If there's anything that I need to mention, I'll mention it after the episode. But for now, I think it's best if I try to hold off on the rant as much as I can. So let's go ahead and get the episode booted up. This is number one Sentai Gozuger, episode 27. Y'all know what the deal is. As soon as I say go, hit play on your players. Wherever you are watching the episode, remember, don't talk about where the episodes are. Just if you know, you know. All right, here we go. Number one Sentai Gozuger, episode 27 in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, and go. And we're starting off with this bitch obsessed with Rikuo again. How does she not know that he's Gozu Blue? How does she not know that Gozu Lion? How does she not know? Tega June. Oh yeah, she's jealous. She's jealous. The humans running around ate it. Oh, she just shit talked the queen to her face. That ain't gonna end well. That ain't gonna end well. Cicadas. Yes, cicadas. Nothing but cicadas. Like this bouquet chick is just. It's not true love. You're falling for an idol. That's not true love. Come on. Be real with yourself. Oh shit. Oh, Garduda, you fuckhead. Okay, of all the things I thought Garduda was gonna do, that was not it. That's kind of fucked. How do you know Japanese? The amnesia episode. Here we go. Just point blank shot her in the head. They say that they fall out in New Vegas there. What the fuck? And I should know I'm not New Vegas. What the fuck? Where Where's Dr. Goodspring? See, we had to go rooting around in your noggin there to to get the laser out. That would have been funny if that's how you shot her in the head. She wakes up in a doctor's office. I hope you don't mind there, but I had to go rooting around in your noggin to get the laser burns out. That would have been fucking funny. Unfortunately, I don't think the writers for Gozuger are Fallout fans like your boy. I don't think so. It would be funny though if they were. It would be hilarious. I'd love that. God, these theme songs slap, bro. Like I'll give like I'll be so critical of Gozuger, but I'll never be critical of that theme song. Never, I'll never be critical of that theme song. This theme song is great. I'll still be critical of the of that fucking edit at the end there. I'll be critical of that shit all day. Why is there an Arab man with a dog? What is happening there? Hello. I need context. Winning in battle, get rich quick, baby. Of course, the band. Just throw the band at him. Why would you need to throw that much money? Yeah, the perfect invitation to a trap. AI technology. But dude, no one wants to see AI. Fuck off. She really does not remember where she is. Oh, okay. Play on the word I. Okay, fair enough. That seems like a that. It's a wordplay thing. I just realized. Oh God. Oh. Okay, never mind. I know the context now. Shit. Wait, is this a Gosu Polar episode? Yeah, no, that tracks. Money, 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 money. It's the Mr. Krabs episode. Money, 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 money. Okay, get Garudo out of Philly. Get Garudo out of Philly. Why do I feel like I know you? Okay, that's weird. If this is not a trap, then why? If okay, so then why invite him if he's not gonna be there? What the fuck? Get Garudo out of Philly. He should not be in Philly. That's Kirame. Oh, it is Kirame Blue. It is. Damn, the hair fucked with me. The hair just. Okay, no, there's the context right there. Oh, we're in Saudi Arabia? No, not Saudi Arabia. What am I thinking of? Where's the Taj Mahal? Is that India? I mean, I don't think that's the Taj Mahal though. Oh, he's just going. Oh, now we're in Saudi Arabia. Okay, no, it is Saudi Arabia. Fair enough. Jesus, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money you're asking for. Jesus Christ. Who wants water? That's a lot of money. Okay, the bell fuckers wearing fucking hijab. Well, I don't know if that's what they're called, but the fucking turbans. That's just fucking hilarious. That's just fucking funny to me. They're wearing turbans. I don't know why my brain went to hijab. No, it's turbans. Yeah, they're wearing turbans. That's a lot of robots. So yeah, okay, that is Kirame Bluth. That is him. But he's gonna become Battle Fever, isn't he? That's that's a weird that's a weird poll. But then again, they brought in Boom Boom Red and made him King Oger, which again, but this show is weird with its inconsistency. I don't know. Ah, strong arm. Punch him. Punch him in the face. The bare-fisted cash stop and finish. He just bitch slapped him with a band. I can't tell. Waiting for the reaction. No reaction. No reaction. He was told something before. Wait, I feel like God. It's funny when I can't. It bothers me when I can't recognize past Sentai people like right away because I feel like I should. I don't know why I thought that was Boone Black, but no, it's not. But I feel like that is definitely a past actor. Being paid is a form of responsibility. You know, it's interesting to see it like that. It's interesting. Like, how long? I mean, is she getting her memory back today, or is that actually going to be a long term thing? Okay, when does he go off? That there it is. Battle Fever. God, Battle Fever. I feel like I should like watch Battle Fever because I feel like it's going to be such a bizarre departure. But also, I feel like because it's a bizarre departure, I might look at it the same way I look at Hibiki, in which I just don't like I don't know, like and again, the main team is the B story. That's kind of depressing. That is kind of depressing if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Is it treating everyone if you use the money they paid you with? Because at that point, it's the neighborhood guys thing for repaying him. You make money to spend. Yeah, no, business 101. Yeah, we're getting very close to the end of the episode, and like it doesn't feel like she is going to remember right away. Or maybe she is. Okay, never mind. Maybe I spoke too soon. That's a lot of money. Oh, I just realized he is a crab. I. Why did that not click? I didn't. I saw the things on his face. It didn't click that it was a crab. It's genuinely Mr. Krabs. Money, money, money. Oh Jesus. Oh, that's terrifying. The money is actually crying. That is the biggest plot hole ever. Okay, that is the biggest contrivance, but whatever. It's part of the lesson. Who gives a fuck? Okay, back to the B story. Okay, why does that Battle Fever suit look so fucking clean? Usually I hear they don't maintain old suits well. This looks sweet, like they just remade it. Wait, what am I looking at? Wait a minute. Excuse you? You gave Battle Fever J a super form years after it aired. What the fuck? The fuck is this bullshit? You can't give an old Sentai fucking super armor, that ruins the charm. The fuck? All according to Keikaku. Why did he do the Ultra 7 thing? I don't fucking know. But again, you can't give a fucking super form to a Sentai that never had it. Because again, you're kind of ruining the fact that they never needed it. Why would you do that? That's that bullshit right there. Money, money, money. Cigar fire. Money. Sorry. Sponge Boy me Bob. That's all I see now. Actually, no, I think that's more of a scorpion now that I think about it. But fuck it. It's got claws. It works. No, no, wait. No, it's a crab. No, I think, yeah, I'm looking at it again. It's more crab. 5 billion yen, you fucker. You don't have a choice. Okay, why not teleport him? Everyone else teleports him through the hole. Why not you? Nice. You know what? I will not say no to a Gozu Polar eccentric episode because dude needs more screen time. 'Interesting, like they're forcing a heel turn on Bouquet. Dude, can't Candlefire just bro, just this man's. Dude, I feel like he just gets uh-oh. Are we about to have a weird moment? Good to burn, baby. Oh, here it comes. Oh god, he's having a moment. He's having a really good at burn. You're gonna have a tantrum now? This is the weirdest time for you to have a temper tantrum. Oh, no. Wait, no. Bouquet's a robot? Ain't no way. The Gosuger caught in their dream. Wait a minute. Okay, I get it. I get it. Again, they're leaning into the wordplay of the Japanese word "I," which can be again AI can be love. Like it's clever. It's clever, but I feel like we're losing the point. I feel like we're kind of losing the point. This is I don't know, man. I'm gonna be real with you. The Bridens just feel like an enemy of convenience. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're there only when they're needed because like they're not a constant. They're not there all the time. And I've said this before, but I'll reiterate. It's just they're barely there, and they don't feel that important. So the fact that now you're turning one of them good, which even though I don't even know if they're going to do the full face turn on that, but I don't know. This just feels kind of like a contrivance, right? Nothing bad about it, but I don't know where they're going. And again, it goes back to my complaint how there's no constant through line through the show. It's literally booking week to week. The enemy doesn't feel like a constant presence. They're just kind of there. That's probably my biggest issue with the Bridens is that they don't feel like a consistent enemy. They're just there if the plot needs them, right? So to me, that's just kind of like a I don't want to say a slap to the face. I just because I don't think it's that extreme, but I just feel like you can do more with them. You can do more with the Bridens, but like they're just kind of there if the monster of the day plot requires it, right? Which I'm honestly glad that like at least we got an A plot and a B plot here because at least now you're telling the thing with the Bridens with Gozu Polar, which honestly I wouldn't be mad if like the Bridens just become Gozu Polar's priority, and like the monster of the day or the evil Sentai of the day becomes the Gozuger priority, right? I wouldn't be mad at that. I would not be mad at that at all. Um, which anything, I think it would be definitely more consistent. Like goes the Bridents just become Gozu Polar's problem, and then the no ones and the freaking evil Sentai ring holders that becomes the Gozuger's problem. I would have zero problem with that. Honestly, I'm just gonna enjoy it now while we have it because everything's gonna get lost in the sauce again after next week's episode. But I think I can confidently give this episode another. I can give this an 8 as well. I can give this an 8. This was really solid. I had my doubts about the amnesia angle, but they're going somewhere with this, and I have no complaints. I think it's pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Um, I don't really consider the whole adding a new like a battleizer to Battle Fever J as a real bad thing. I don't consider it as such. I just think it's a baffling decision to make when Battle Fever J never needed a battleizer. I get it, it fits in the context of the story, but I feel like looking at it like that, it cheapens Battle Fever J a little bit because this guy doesn't even like only fought them in the base form for like maybe like a couple of minutes if we're not counting off screen, but like for a couple of minutes we just said fuck it battleizer. It kind of cheapens Battle Fever J's power output, you know? He's a legendary Sentai. He doesn't need an augmentation. So the fact that they augmented him is bizarre, to say the least. But if it's part of telling the story, I don't really consider that a major contrivance. And considering he used that to not only knock out the Gozugers but also kidnap Bouquet, it moved the story along. I have no problem with it. So that's why like it's not going to dock. And remember, I said previously that because of the long-standing grievances, Gozuger's never going to get over an 8. So like this is the max I'm probably going to give Gozuger for the time being until they like straighten out the contrivances. Now, is this a sign that they're straightening out the contrivances? I don't know. It's only one episode. Too early to say. But I'd like to believe this is a trending towards something good. Like if we can finally get like some ongoing goddamn storytelling going, then maybe they can finally break the 8 barrier. But as it stands right now, I stand by my guns. Gozuger will never get an 8, past an 8 out of 10 from me until they fix the contrivances. So ultimately, Gozuger is going to get a solid 8 out of 10 today. It was a really good episode. I didn't really have anything bad to say about it. There was no cheese moments. There was no cringe where I needed to look away. Like, you told a good story, kid. Uh, you told a good story. It had some sweet special effects. I'm not even going to dock you for Gudaburn randomly throwing a tantrum. Not even going to throw on for that because I just feel like, if I'm being honest, Gudaburn had a point. We hadn't seen the guy in a long act. We hadn't seen Gudaburn in like forever. Now that I think about it, like, when was the last episode we saw him? I think the second Gozu Polar episode after, well, I mean, the second episode after Gozu Polar came in was the last time we saw Gudaburn. I don't think we've seen him in a hot minute. So, you know what? I think his tantrum, albeit bad timing, not contrived. He makes a point. Because also, he did make a good point. Because again, barely calls him out for shit. And then the last time that Gozu Polar needed to get involved with a fight, you teamed with Tegasword instead. And remember, Gudaburn ain't on good standing with his parents. So, yeah, no, merited, just not the time or the place. But I guess what is the time of the place, right? Like, considering Gozu Polar barely shows up, or if he does, he's just there for the battle sequence and then he fucks off. Um, yeah, when would there be a good time? So I that's why I'm not gonna dock points for the bizarre timing on Goodburn's tantrum. Yeah, I'm not gonna dock him for that. But like it does raise. It's almost as if Gudaburn himself is also kind of like bizarrely aware of the meta contrivances, right? If anything, I feel like I sympathize with Gudaburn because man, I got issues with this storytelling. But yeah, no, this was a solid episode. This was a solid episode. Not really a lot bad to say about it. That already wouldn't have docked points from it already, right? It's just like the same shit, but hey, at least we're going somewhere. Well, at least we're going somewhere, and that's what matters. Thank you, Orisanju, for the hydrate. I did see that during the show. I didn't want to bring it up, but thank you so much for the hydrate. And I did hydrate at the time. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Um, that being said, overall, today's superhero time gets an 8. I mean, it goes without saying. Gavv got an 8. Gozuja got an 8. Today you get an 8 out of 10 for this week in superhero time. Next week, as I mentioned at the top of the show, after the episode of Gavv, we're doing a retrospective. We're looking back at the overall story, and then we're going to give it all a nice solid rating. We'll give the episode itself a rating, and then Gavv overall as a rating. We'll look back at the entire story, and then from there, piece it together, give it a rating, and that's what we send Gavv out on. So next week is going to be a very Gavv-centric episode of the superhero Zatsudan. I hope you guys will be there for that. Been doing this for, I think we're like, it's our 10th episode, I think. If math is not failing me, I'll have to go check the VOD channel, see how many episodes I have up there, and if you, just to see if, what am I thinking? Just to see if we did hit that 10 episode mark. It does feel like it though in my heart it does feel like 10 episodes. It does feel like we've been doing this for about almost 2 months now, I think. Maybe I'm wrong though. I could be wrong. I'll need to double check. But but next week again will be a very Gav centric episode of the superhero Satsudan. So I hope you guys will join us next Monday for that. And without further ado, I think it is time for me to start winding down. As always, guys, I will see you on Thursday for Fallout London. I think we are actually starting to get somewhere in the story, which is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and let's see where I can send you guys today. As we always try to, we always try to raid into fellow peoples, that are of this level, if not less. Oh, actually, I don't think there's anyone lower than that, but I digress. Let's see. Ooh, raft. That looks fun. Looks fun. There's a little bit of rafting, a little bit of rafting. You know what? Because I just saw someone streaming. You know what? We're going to stream the floating eyeball, the floating tentacle eyeball himself. We're going to raid into Lubar. Lubar is playing some Kirby Air Ride. I guess he's getting ready for Kirby Air Riders coming this coming November. So I guess he's getting a head start on that, I believe. Oh, and he got himself a new PC. Very nice, very nice. So let's all go ahead and say hello to Lubar. And I will see you all again. I will see you all, see you all on Thursday. We'll see you all on Thursday for Fallout London. And of course, we will be doing Arma this Saturday. We're back to the Arma shenanigans with the Rand and Kruger boys. I do want to let everyone know, actually, I should take care of this before we go. We are currently recruiting we are currently recruiting in our Arma crew. So if you guys want to uh, join our Arma 3 team, the Rand and Kruger Security Services, you can check out that Reddit post right there posted by the Stream Elements bot. Just type in exclamation point Arma in chat to get the link whenever. You can see it there in the chat. You can see it there in the chat itself. It won't show up on the screen, but if you're in our Twitch chat and type in exclamation point Arma, you will actually get a message that will link you to our Reddit post seeking recruitment. You can contact our recruiter, and he will get you in on the ground floor of our Arma crew. You'll be seeing that pop up a lot this weekend during the Arma stream. So I hope you guys will check it out, and hopefully we get to see you as a part of RNK. But again, let's go ahead and get started here. We're gonna get going here with the raid unto Lubar. I will see you all on Thursday. Remember, you're powerful, you're valid. I love you. Remember, only you have the power to change the future. Use it to your advantage because the only way to prevent my future from happening is to make the changes in the here and now. The future truly is yours, people. Seize it. Take advantage of it. Own it. I will see you all on Thursday. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest, or at least a wonderful next couple of days. And I will see you all on Thursday. Peace.